Stand by.
So psyched for my guest today. I can't wait. It's going to be a great show. Can't wait. I'm so excited for this show. Craig Berry Experience is going to rock. Are you ready for the Craig Berry Experience on New Day Talk Radio, where every day's a new day? Hi, you're just in time to watch the Craig Berry Experience. Enjoy the show.
Well, hello everybody and welcome to the Craig Berry Experience. Guess who I am? I am Craig Berry and welcome to the show. Today we have two very special guests from the Lomita Chamber of Commerce. We have Veronica Farnet and John Ballard, and I'd like to welcome both of you to the show. Hello guys, how are you today?
Good.
Great. Good, excellent. We're going to get Veronica's picture up here too. Just a second. Hi, Veronica. How are you?
Hi, everybody. I'm good. How are you?
Good. And we'll get John's picture up there. John, how are you?
I am fantastic.
All right, guys. Tell us what's going on with the Lomita Chamber of Commerce.
Well, we're actually right now gearing up for our annual Golden Apple Awards coming up on May 15th, and we're really excited about that, where we get to award some of our great teachers in the community with this prestigious award.
Excellent. So how does that work? How is the award working right now? How do you get nominated?
We take and solicit the principals of the different schools and ask them who they believe are the best representatives of their schools. And then we take those names and start creating the awards from that process so that we can present them at the Golden Apple.
I see. So, Veronica, how many years have you guys been doing this?
This is our 11th year with the Golden Apple Awards.
11th year?
Yes.
And how many years have you been involved with it?
This is actually my first year being involved with the Golden Apple Awards. I'm very honored and excited about it.
Great. So, how does one get involved with the Golden Apple Awards?
Well, we're actually setting up a committee to help put together awards and our gifts and everything, sponsors for our awards at the Doubletree on May 15th. If you are interested, you can give us a call at the Lomita Chamber office.
And what's that number?
310-326-6378. That's 326-6378 in the 310 area code.
I see. So, Veronica and John, you two have been working with the Chamber for quite a while. How many years have you been with the Chamber, Veronica?
Well, my office has actually been chamber member since before I was there, but I've been lucky enough this last year to be voted in as president, which I'm really excited about.
Great, and congratulations! Yay!
Thank you.
Yes.
And how about you, John? How long have you been?
I started in July of last year.
Okay, and you're the ED, right?
That's executive director. Yes.
Yes. So, exactly, what does an ED do?
Everything. Answer the phones, handle requests from customers or local business people, and a lot of times it's local residents that call in to ask for if they want information about, I'd like to do this, how can I I have this situation, what agency will resolve it, and then return those calls and make sure that they get the service that they're looking for.
Okay. And as the president, Veronica, what do you do?
Well, anything that I'm needed to do. I do enjoy stepping out into the community and meeting with our local business owners and trying to help them figure out the best way to make sure that they market themselves and get their name into the community and support our local businesses.
Exactly. And Lomita, if those of you who are not familiar with Lomita, it's a small community here in Southern California, and it's between Torrance and Harbor City.
Correct. That
And
is correct.
how many members are in the Lomita Chamber of Commerce?
We actually have 290 members right now in our Chamber of Commerce.
290. How many of you personally met?
Quite a few of them. quite a few of them. I'd probably say about 60% of our members I've either spoken with personally one-on-one on the phone or gone to their place of business to meet them. So, and I am looking forward to developing personal relationships with each and every one of them.
And I can say on a personal account, thank you. Thank you for both of you to reaching out, because it's a great chamber. How much does it cost per year for the Chamber of Commerce?
That varies depending upon how many employees that you have.
Okay.
Our base price is $125, and that will also include right away a certificate to the Daily Breeze where you get $125 worth of free advertising.
Okay.
In addition to the other perks of joining it and being able to connect through mixers or grand openings with other business people, so you can network and get the word of mouth about your business through each other personal networking, which is a very potent and powerful way of getting the word out, especially locally.
Oh, exactly. Networking is one of those things that I love. I'm always out there. You guys see me all the time,
Yes.
especially when there's free food.
We do love our free food.
Oh, yes.
We do love our food.
But networking is so important. When did the chamber start? What year did it start?
Oh goodness, we've been around. It's been around for quite some time.
I want to say in this about 63, maybe earlier.
Okay.
There's been, I hate to say, a lot of turnover within the chamber itself, but only because of the nature of the beast. A lot of people are working full-time. They're donating their time, their energies, part-time to trying to make the chamber work and host events and do all the behind-the-scenes things that need to take place for, an event like a Golden Apple, for example. It cannot possibly happen with just one person doing everything. You have to have a team of people to put that together and pull it off.
I see. So how many people are on the team at the Chamber of Commerce?
We have 9 members on our board
9
altogether.
members. Okay.
Right.
And of those 9 members, do they all have specific roles?
Most of them, yeah.
It
Most
depends
of
on
them
the
do.
event, and what we do is when we have our meetings, we determine who is going to do what and kind of break up the tasks so that the overall picture gets done, but each person will have their, like a spoke in a bicycle wheel. Everybody will have their spoke. Without them doing their part, the wheel won't roll straight.
Okay. So it's a collaborative effort
Yes.
between members. Now, when you have an event, and I've always wondered this, I know members are a certain price, non-members are a certain price if it's a paid event. Is that to raise more funds for the chamber, or is it to get more membership?
It works both ways. The Chamber of Commerce is a nonprofit, so we do rely on our membership dues, sponsorships, donations to the chamber, and fundraising events that we do. And we do offer incentive. It does offer incentive when we offer a discounted rate for our members to attend these events and to be a part of our chamber.
Okay.
But more than just the discounted rate to the events, we do offer a lot of different things. We do offer group rate insurance. as well as local discounts on businesses. And then we're starting to develop some new programs as well, working
Okay.
with the high school. Actually, we're right now we're trying to get off the ground, getting their video department to come out and videotape commercials for our members and be able to get these up and posted online as a courtesy and
Sure.
a benefit for our members.
Yes, that's like an intern mentorship program. They come and not only do the different tasks, but then they can go out and put that on their resume to say, this is
weird happened there, but it does look good on their resume, and it does make a student want to do it. Now, what do they need to do? Students who want to volunteer, for example, with the Chamber of Commerce, who do they contact? What do they want to do?
That's going to be through the principal at their high school, so their principal can reach out and we can set up the intern program for them.
I see. If you want to give us a call and call in, and it's really interesting because we have Veronica and John here, and they've been great. I'm so tempted to call you Nika.
That's okay, you can.
I know.
That's
All
okay,
right.
you can.
So if you want to give us a call, 213-984-1481, 213-984-1481. So when you become a member of a Chamber of Commerce and you're a small business, are there perks for that small business?
Absolutely. Your exposure into the community is just about immediate. We do set you up to have a grand opening where we will invite our elected officials, the mayor, city council, and other statewide elected officials to come out and present the business with a certificate. We do a ribbon cutting ceremony,
Sure.
Which is great, and we do our press announcements for that, our press release for that, and then we invite all 290 members of our Chamber of Commerce to attend. So right there, you get immediate exposure.
You get immediate
So-
exposure plus the advertising in the Daily Breeze.
Right.
Yes. And once we have the event, then we host it on our Facebook page so that people can see photos from that and do a brief narrative to say what happened to kind of highlight it.
Well, that makes perfect sense to do that. How many ribbon cutting ceremonies have there been in the past 6 months?
We average 2 a month.
2 a month. Okay.
Yes.
I know the one at the salon was great.
Bella Salon?
Bella,
Yes.
I'm lucky enough, folks, to be a member of the Chamber of Commerce through the Unified Small Business Association. So, and my wife is a member as well. So we get to have a little fun with the chamber. How about social events? Does the chamber ever put on an event? Oh, I don't know, like a dance or something to raise money for funds?
We haven't done a dance. I know last year we did a fair at the Railroad Museum, and we were actually discussing about when we were going to do that again this year. And the community fairs are a lot of fun. We have a lot of different local businesses. We're going to set up performances this year, and that acts as a fundraiser for the community and for our projects as well.
Great.
So-
And when is the Apple event again?
Golden Apple Awards are May 15th.
May 15th.
Yes,
Excellent.
at the Doubletree Hotel in Torrance.
Excellent. How much are tickets?
$50 a seat, and sponsorships are available. So if you're interested in getting some additional advertising, your business name out there, we are accepting raffle prizes, gifts for silent auction as well. So it's a really great way to highlight your business.
What day is it? The week is the 15th.
It's
Friday.
a Friday.
It's Friday. Okay. Excellent. So that could be a fun time. And that could be a great social dance.
Absolutely, absolutely, it is, and we do end up. They are a lot of fun. The dinners that we have are a lot of fun. I know our installation dinner was a great time.
Mm-hmm.
We had some great people, great company, good food, and some really amazing prizes that night. So
Yes,
I'm looking forward to this year.
One of the things that also is a part of it, as an example, at our installation dinner, we had a bicycle shop that donated an actual cruiser, old school ladies bike that was valued at almost $300.
Wow.
And so that really gives them exposure to everybody there, not to mention the person that wins it is really, a cherished prize that they'll never forget, and they're more likely then to turn around and do business with that business that they win the raffle prizes from. So we do ask businesses to bring in raffle prizes, whatever promotion that they have going on, bring in those flyers to highlight that and pass it out, so it increases the word of mouth.
Right.
In that advertising.
So that Apple Awards dinner sounds fun. At the YWCA, we just had the Crimson Awards on February 27th.
Okay.
That was a lot of fun. Is it similar to that, where it's a sit-down dinner, awards, and that's it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And we also have some of our local congressmen, et cetera, and our civic leaders that will speak maybe 5-10 minute slots to say what's going on in the community and so forth. So it really allows the attendees to meet these local leaders that they normally wouldn't have access to because their paths don't cross.
Right. Now, with Lomita being so close to everybody here in the South Bay, those of you who don't know, the South Bay consists of like 10 or 12 towns where Torrance is the center of the universe.
Okay.
Or so they think.
Yes,
But Lomita is so close to all of us. And I know that you have the events, not just in Lomita, but maybe in the other South Bay cities, like the Doubletree Hotel, it's in Torrance.
Yeah.
Right.
But most of the time, are the events always in Lomita, or are they in other areas as well?
We usually stick to the city of Lomita because we like to highlight that's the city we represent and show that we can do it. Lomita's 2.2 miles square, and there's no real facility that could handle, say, 200-300 people right now. So if we have a large venue like these dinners, we do have to source it to a business like the Holiday Inn or the Doubletree that can host that many people comfortably.
Exactly. Well, we have a caller on the line. Amy, how are you?
I'm good. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Sure can.
Good. I actually have a couple of questions for you. The first one being, you had talked about having a board, and when you have a board, you everybody has their own personal feelings about how things should be run. So how do you keep the board cohesive and working as a team?
That's a great question, Amy. You do when you have a large group of people, you do have a lot of people that have different opinions and different thoughts and feelings. Usually, if there's a conflicting opinion, it'll go to a vote. So that way, we're able to keep everything cohesive and conducive in that team effort. So
that's good. And I don't know if this question, if I'm giving away sort of because obviously I'm Amy, and you know who I am, and I know that we have a really close relationship. But
wait, I don't know you.
Yeah, right. Nobody knows me better than you do on that panel. But I know that you had talked to me about a way of people becoming members at a monthly rate. Is that something that you can? Is that a special
Absolutely.
thing, or
absolutely?
Or is that something that's offered to everyone?
That is something that's offered to everyone. Our board actually recently took a vote, and we had changed our bylaws, allowing for small businesses who, sometimes paying an annual premium can be a setback, especially because a lot of our businesses in the city of Lomita are family owned and operated, and sometimes that annual dues, if you've only got 4 employees and that $125 a year, sometimes might, take away from your home environment or something that you need in your business. We've recently incorporated a monthly payment option, which is $12 a month of recurring payments. They'll automatically come out of your Visa or MasterCard or Amex, and and it makes it a lot easier and more affordable for some of these smaller businesses, instead of looking at, oh my gosh, $125 for, for this, that's a week's worth of groceries for me, or, $12 a month is a lot more affordable for some of these families.
Yes, and just a footnote to that cost too. The commitment is still there to pay the year's worth of dues. It's not a situation where you would come in, pay 3 months, and then say, oh, this is not for me. That commitment to the $125 would still be honored, even if you decided a few months down the road you did no longer want to be a member of the chamber.
Right, you do have to follow through with the year's
Okay.
commitment.
That makes sense.
All right, and then as a follow-up to that, if you are on that plan that you are paying the $12 a month, and then you realize, hey, you know what, I can pay the rest of my annual dues. Can you do that? Can you switch over? If you come in, if you make a big sale, or you're able to, or have you had anything like that happen before?
Just to be clear, this is something that we're just starting, so that's a new option too. And as they say, it's possible.
Yeah, we
So,
will work.
Good,
We
good.
do try to work with our local businesses as much as
Yes.
possible.
Right.
And
And then
that's-
one last thing along those lines. If you do go with that option, can you still have your grand opening, your other things, all of that, even if you are on that $12 a month, or does it all have to be
Absolutely.
paid?
No, absolutely,
great.
Amy. Yeah, we don't want to single anybody out, and we do try to work with our local businesses. That's one of the things that I'm so proud about our town and our Chamber of Commerce, is that we do try to do what we can to make sure that our businesses are happy and that we can conform to their needs as much as possible. And as long as you're locked into that $12 a month commitment, you have full access to full member benefits, just as anyone else does.
Yes, and we have a moving calendar where we've scheduled over the next month and 2 months different companies that will be doing their grand openings. And as you join, and you basically would get right into that cycle of, this is when the next one can be had. Do you want that slot, that day, that time, and yay or nay? Or we then would find a company that would want to jump into that slot. We do, on the average, 2 grand openings a month, and then we have a business lunch mixer on the second Wednesday of every month.
That's right. Yeah, we just had that this
How
last
was
week.
it? How was it?
Oh,
It was great. It was great.
Nice.
We were really honored. Our Congresswoman Maxine Waters joined us for lunch,
I love Maxine.
and
Waters.
she's great. And we had Brandon, who's the representative from our Assemblyman
David
David
Hadley.
Hadley's office. Yes. So we did. We had a great turnout. We had Michael Rock from the city come.
Nice.
So we did. We had a good turnout, great food, good company, and it was wonderful.
Yes.
Well, awesome, and eventually, in the not too distant future, in the next few months, I'm planning on getting involved and having my grand opening for my business. So,
Awesome.
I'm looking forward to it, and I love the relationship I've had with you guys thus far, and it's only going to continue to get better. So, thank you for everything you guys do. The chamber is awesome, and you guys are awesome as representatives of the chamber. So, thank you so much.
We appreciate that highly. And just as another note, if, for example, your business doesn't have an actual facility, you operate out of your house, etc., we now have joined leagues with a group, and within that group we will find a location that's large enough for us to house a grand opening for you, so you don't have to feel that pressure of, well, I'm really small, I couldn't have more than 10 people at my place, or I'd be maxed out.
Right.
Just to make sure that we try to get you as much exposure as possible.
Right. Yeah. That's what the USBA with Aurelio Matucci.
Right.
And
Aurelio's been on the show.
he has, and he's actually opened his facility doors and said, if you need our space, absolutely, we'll come down, and we do have the area and the space to come and host a grand opening for you. So.
All right, Amy.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Amy. Big hugs.
Thank you. Talk to you guys soon.
All right.
Bye. Wow. So yeah, I kind of knew that Amy was going to call. Didn't know the questions that she's going to
That's all right.
but that's all right. What if a company is a small company, like you said, does not have a brick and mortar, but does not necessarily want a grand opening, but wants to be a huge part of the chamber? Could they do that?
They can join the chamber because we can take as many as 12 members. Right now we have 9,
Okay.
which would help dial them into what's going on directly. And we also then have through our e-blast, if they have a flyer about some event or some special or whatever that they're planning to do, they as a member have the ability to advertise once per the year on free that advertisement.
Okay. All right.
So-
So it works twofold.
Yes.
Now, are the chambers affiliated with each other?
We are affiliated in the sense that we go to each other's group events and we support each other. So, for example, Joe and Val of Harbor City Harbor Gateway, Dan Hoffman of Wilmington's, Donna Duperon from Torrance's. I mean, we are first name basis with each other. We call each other to try to, hey, how can I do this? How can I do that? To bounce ideas off of and improve what we do. And our next luncheon, we're actually looking to have Speaker David Hadley there at City Hall.
Okay.
They selected, we have a drawing when we have our luncheons, and whoever wins that raffle would be the next month's speaker.
Okay.
So it just happened to be that it's the Senator's Representative Brandon selected it, so he's going to be there speaking
Nice.
at City Hall. So that should be a pretty nice event to get not only exposure, but to have access to the local politicians.
I'm actually really looking forward to
Yeah.
next month at City Hall for our great meet on April 8th at
In the-
11:45
In the assembly room,
yeah,
upstairs.
and looking forward hopefully to David Hadley being able to be there and speak, and we're going to have our catering provided by RSVP, so I'm really excited about that. So looking forward to it.
And David Hadley, on a side note, we went to a Lions Club dinner. And he spoke. He
Awesome.
is absolutely hilarious.
Okay.
Yeah, so that will be a good speaker.
Yeah.
Well, and
Yes,
I know he's really supportive of the South Bay. He's from
Gardena.
here,
Yes,
yeah, and so I love hearing him speak, and I know what a passion he has for the South Bay area, and being born and raised here myself, I'm all for it. So.
Sure, and those type of events for small, non-brick and mortar companies are like ideal to go out and network at. Not only to get the word out that your business is there, but also to have connections at other businesses that you can refer people to, because it's a two-way street. You give and take, and I feel like my role as executive director is a connector.
Okay.
I find who has the need for something, someone else can provide that need, and then I connect them together to make sure it happens. If we're going to have events, we slate out when we're going to do it. We pull the people together. We develop our plan on who's going to do what, and then we make it happen. So it's really a dynamic role. It's fun. It's challenging because there are some big dynamics in day-to-day operations, let's just say.
That's right.
Which makes it interesting.
Well, I think dynamics in any company, whether it's a chamber of commerce
Yes.
or it's a multi-billion-dollar corporation with 50,000 people, I think if the leadership is strong and the people who are with them, then it will work. If the leadership is divided and there are not any ways to
Put it together.
and
Yes.
get everybody together, it's going to fail.
Yes. And that's understandable. We're fortunate to have really dynamic people, but again, it's a situation to where if there's a, let's say, conflict about which way to go, we're professional enough to sit there and say, well, let's vote which way that we should do it, and then the majority rules, and we go in that direction.
Right. Yeah, and I'm very lucky, very blessed to have a board of people who do have heart and they do have passion for our local businesses, and they do. We've got a great board with us, and I'm really thankful for that.
It's very important to have a great board of directors. I know from personal experience being on the board of directors here at the YWCA, we have some terrific people. Sometimes we don't all see eye to eye, and I think a lot of people on the board have to put aside their personal feelings towards one another and come together for the common good. And does it happen easily?
That's much like, I don't know if you remember Michael Jackson's song, We Are the World, where they had all the different artists that were top famous, but Quincy Jones was the director.
By the way, today's his birthday, his 82nd birthday.
Oh, wow.
And that makes the story all the more appropriate.
Yes.
So what he did was he put a sign on the top of the door that said, "Leave your egos here," on the outside. And then they all met in the room on the inside to do the singing, and he was the conductor instructing them. So the same type of thing when we're doing these meetings, we have to have that in order to get somewhere where we're going.
Exactly. And by the way, happy birthday to Quincy Jones.
Yes.
And the late, great Albert Einstein.
Yes.
And Billy Crystal, too.
Oh, wow. You know other people's birthdays.
Yeah, well, I have another show on another network in the morning, and I fill some of the time with birthdays and useless knowledge. Well, today is Pi Day.
Right, that's right. 3:14:15 and at 9:23
man.
a.m.
You guys step crazy. Oh my goodness. Well, just to throw in another shameless plug, you had mentioned Salon Bella.
Yes.
They're at 2370 Pacific Coast Highway. That's at Pacific Coast Highway in Pennsylvania. And they'd love to give you facials, do your hair, do your nails. And they are outstanding service-wise.
Yes.
Very accommodating.
Oh, they're wonderful people. Speaking of a shameless plug, we're going to take a commercial break for a quick second.
All right.
Then we're going to come back. We're talking with Veronica and John of the Lomita Chamber of Commerce. You're watching the Craig Berry Experience on New Day Talk Radio, where every day is a new day.
I Care for Your Loved One Compassionate Senior Services provides the following services: senior companionship, transportation, errands, assistance with activities of daily living, meal preparation, medication reminders, bathing assistance, respite care, personal compassionate care through our friendly, adaptable, and fun-loving caregivers. Through our compassionate care, we are able to help our clients feel like they have all the comforts of home, whether they live at home or are in an assisted living situation. We treat our clients like they're our own family. If you're searching for truly compassionate care, please call area code 310-489-9111. Again, that phone number is area code 310-489-9111. You may also visit us on the web at www.icareforyourlovedone.com. I Care for Your Loved One Compassionate Senior Service. We put the compassion back in caregiving while making the process of aging a little less scary.
All right, so a shameless plug. I wanted to do that because we are talking commerce, and Amy just wrote back, thanks for the shameless plug. I thought, yeah. So as a chamber, commercials like that, they would be perfect, right?
That's my goal, and that's what I'm really looking forward and hoping that we can put together. I was actually in film in high school, and we had a hard time trying to figure out what we were going to do and what projects we were going to do, and I really thought that this is going to be a great way to bring our students in high school that are up and coming, that might be looking for careers later on. It's great to have on their resume. They get to meet new established business contacts, and at the same time it's great for for our local businesses because they get a service that some of our smaller members might not be able to afford on their own. So
Yeah, so we could take the video snippet and put that onto our website so people can see that. It increases the exposure and really adds to the students' portfolio as they move on in life to say, you know, here's some of my accomplishments already. And that's a pretty big feather to put in your cap.
Absolutely. I think it would make... I know when I was in high school, video and audio were the only things I ever cared about. That and girls. I was a little more successful in one category than the other. Wasn't the girls. But, you know, if you put that together, I remember back in 1986, I graduated high school. 30 years next year. Yeah, 30 years next year. Wow. They had these giant video cameras that you would put on your shoulder.
wow.
Okay, they weighed about 170 pounds, so they were light. and everything was on VHS or beta at that time. And we produced something for our school, and we buried it into a time capsule.
Oh, wow.
So next year, the time capsule gets opened at our reunion.
How fun is that?
Now, see, you mentioned that, and I'm thinking back to my days when I was in college. We had 8mm film, so you were very modern at the time.
I see. Wait, so Veronica, in high school, you guys still had the DVDs, right?
We were on tape. We still had tape.
Oh, okay.
So.
Okay. Well, see, you're younger.
I wish we had DVDs back then.
John and I are a little older than you.
Yeah, our tapes we were still on VHS. So thank you though.
Yeah, well, you have the little mini 8mm ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, mine was the film you wind
I remember
on the
those.
reels.
Yeah.
Yeah, put it on the reels to see it. So I was way back in the day there.
Well, I understand. So I'm really excited. Hopefully, I'll get a chance to go to the reunion in my 30th year and see this film.
Yeah.
But it's so important for kids to be able to do something that they can follow their dream, yet they're giving back to the community. I think that's so important.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to it. I'm excited about it, and I think it's going to be a great resource that some of our chamber members can utilize. So
Yeah, I think so. How many students are involved in the...
right now we have 2 photography interns. So we are going back and forth right now between the video department to hopefully get this
and
off
one
the ground.
administrative intern.
Right.
Okay. All right, so we have a teacher that's going to...
We'd like to expand that some more. We just need to... One of the problems are that the students go to school during the day. We're working at the chamber during the day most of the time. And so trying to get a schedule that matches is tough. But for the interns taking the pictures, it's much easier because we have the events that are in the evening.
Right.
The luncheons, we end up pulling out our phones and taking our pictures ourselves to get that done because they're still in school.
Right.
I totally hear you, and thank God for these things.
Oh my goodness. Where would we be? Everyone
Right.
has one of those pocket phones.
Yes,
right.
we need them. I think we live in a society where Amy calls it my electronic leash. And I need it. I feel naked. I'll never forget the one day I forgot the phone and I was going crazy.
Oh yes. When you lose that phone, it's certain things happen in the brain that don't seem quite natural.
They're not. You know, we look back and, you know, once upon a time when we didn't have these phones to, you know, you actually had to go out and find a phone to call somebody on. And, you know, I remember what our Thomas guides, you know, was our
Thomas
GPS.
guides.
You know, and you had, if you're going someplace for the first time, you needed a friend to go with you so they could sit in the passenger seat and navigate for you.
Exactly.
And they're like, wait, no, I need to turn the page. Do I go left or right?
Yeah. Why is it now on page 85?
Right.
When you were on page 2 before.
And I'd like to just take a minute to thank our Lomita City Council because since I've joined, they really have shown a great support for the chamber and the things that we do. And once Veronica came on board, that support even increased more. It was really like, for me, once she came on, a fresh breath of air, because she's like super, I need to do this. She's all charged up and energized to make things happen, and it's just like, you just got to sit back and let that energy come and wait until you can put in your 2 cents and say, okay, and I can do this and I can do that. So,
Wow, Veronica, you are blushing.
Thank you, John. Well, I do have a passion for our community, and like I said, I was born and raised in the South Bay, so I do have a passion for it, and I've been lucky enough to have a great employer, Dr. Pomerink, who supported me and kind of helped to guide me. Him being a past president for the Lomita Chamber of Commerce has really helped me. I have a really great mentor close to me, so I'm really, really thankful and really, really blessed for that. So.
And it doesn't hurt that your office is right next to the chamber.
Right, yeah, we're right down the street. Just in case you didn't know, Pomerink Chiropractic. We're at 2049 Pacific Coast Highway, Suite 101. We've been there. Dr. Pomerink's been there now for almost 30 years.
Shameless plug.
Hey, it's life. I think you have to have that shameless.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Of course.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
John, what are you plugging?
Actually, I would like to plug Horizon Escrow. They've been in business in Lomita for 30 years.
Okay.
And Ron Dengen, we're actually going to have them at our next luncheon, and definitely make sure that we recognize that accomplishment. That's quite a feat to be in business for 30 years anywhere.
Especially here in
let alone the city of Lomita that's only 2.2 miles square.
Well, that's what I love about Lomita. It reminds me of my hometown back in Massachusetts. I grew up in a town called Stoughton, Massachusetts, exactly 22 miles from Boston and 21 miles from Providence. So right in the middle.
Yes.
And I think it had 1,000 to 1,500 people when I was there. Now it's a little bit bigger.
Yes.
But when I lived there, everybody knows everybody, and I love the sense of community in Lomita. And I think I mentioned this before. Every time I walk into that city, everybody knows everybody, and
yes.
it's a warm community. My new boss at a job that I do, he owns 21 mini tapas.
Okay, awesome, yeah.
So
they just came to our last mixer.
Yes, David. David is the owner of that. He's quite a good guy, and everybody knows everybody. A few years back, we went to a little fair in Lomita. It was put on by the chamber a few years back, where they at a park or high school or something.
Yeah.
And it was just so much fun. Everybody from Lomita was there. Everybody had Lomita stickers on their car.
That's right.
That's a sense of community.
Yes.
That you don't see anymore. And I like it. I have a perfect idea for a fundraiser for Lomita.
What's that?
Let's hear it.
All right. Well, again, Veronica's going to blush. Let's have a roast.
I have passion.
Passion is good.
I'm passionate about my community.
Yes.
Yeah, passion is good. How about having a roast for Veronica?
Oh goodness. Oh no. I don't know how I feel about that one.
I like to remain friends with Veronica.
No,
let's forget the roast. Unless it's a chicken.
yeah. Well, let's honor Veronica.
Are we talking about a community barbecue here?
Yeah, that's exactly. Oh my goodness.
Oh. We'll stick to ribs and chicken for the
Yes,
roast.
thank you.
I'm there. Hey, you mentioned the magic word, ribs and chicken.
Right?
Yes, definitely. We love food.
But everybody in Lomita is awesome. And do you both live in Lomita too?
I do.
I actually live in Harbor City.
Okay,
we're
well,
moving back
well.
we're moving back to Lomita hopefully here soon. So
Excellent. So I mean,
We've been
Harbor
shopping.
City is right next door to it.
Right,
Yes, yes.
right.
So it's
Yes. No,
So-
I've lived in South Bay for, oh my goodness, I've been Torrance, Harbor City, Pedro. That's San Pedro to those that don't know. But if you're from Pedro, that's what you call it. And I've been in Lomita 10 years now.
wow. So it's great. I've lived in the South Bay since I've lived here in California. It's 16 years. I started off in Westchester and moved around to Lawndale, Hawthorne,
Mm-hmm.
I
Carson.
actually went to Cowan Elementary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
My grandparents lived in Westchester, so
Yeah, so,
That's where my
right by
dad
the
grew up.
airport. It's
Yeah.
kind of nice.
we were off 77th and Stewart. I love
Oh,
that neighborhood.
Yes, same neighborhood.
Yeah, right by Loyola Marymount.
Right, 77th Place is where my brother's place is.
Yeah,
and,
that's awesome.
Now he lives in Huntington Beach, and he makes money. So it's great. One more time, because we have about 5 minutes left. Where can people get in touch with the Lomita Chamber of Commerce one more time?
That's
They
gonna,
can dial 310-623-6378. That's 310-623-6378. And we're located at 25332 Narbonne in Suite 250. It's a 2-story building almost across from the post office.
Chamber. One more time with that number as I'm typing it in.
310
Yes,
326
326.
6378.
you can also email the chamber office
Yes.
at info@lomitacoc.com.
It's info at lomitacoc.com.
And the Lomita Chamber of Commerce it's great, Bill. It's on PCH.
Yeah, we're on Narbonne, close to
Yes.
Pacific Coast
Okay,
Highway.
so you're
So-
technically Narbonne, but
Yeah,
Yes,
if you know where the post office is in Lomita on Narbonne, we're right there,
exactly,
right there.
exactly. This show has flown so far. Like I said, we have about 4 minutes left, and you two have been incredible guests so far.
So does that mean there's still time for another shameless plug?
Go for it. Go for it. The floor is yours for 3:59.
I'm plugging the Lomita Railroad Museum. It's the #1 visitor site in Lomita, and we'd welcome people to come there and see what we have. A lot of train information, videos. We actually have steam engines, cabooses, and train cars that you can climb on, touch, feel, sniff, and we would welcome you to come on over to the Railroad Museum.
Yeah, it is. It's a great day. It's a great place to take the kids on the weekend and
Yes.
come by and let them climb all over the trains and hang out in the
Yes.
park and have lunch
And they have a big grassy area. You can schedule like different picnics or birthday parties or that type of thing there. It's really a nice place to go.
Excellent. And what's your shameless plug? You could come on.
Pomerink Chiropractic. I've been with Dr. Pomerink for 8 years now. This is actually our anniversary month with his office, and we're offering new patient specials. So if you haven't ever seen a chiropractor before, you feel at your wit's end, and you feel like you've tried everything and haven't tried chiropractic yet, come into our office. We're offering a $47 new patient special. So you get your complete examinations, any needed x-rays, we're all digital, and visit to go over the results of your x-rays and your findings with the doctor for that $47. So to schedule an appointment, you can call 310-530-7335.
Well, she has these numbers on the top of her head.
It's the only way to go these days.
Yeah.
I guess I'm getting old. Folks, I have a shameless plug too. And this is really shameless. I need everybody to be safe out there, and if you're a senior or if you need care and you just can't do the activities of daily living anymore or need a little help, call I Care for Your Loved One Compassionate Senior Services at 310-489-9111. And Amy will take really good care of you. She's been doing this for a long time, and she puts the compassion back in compassion.
And what was that number?
That number again is 310-489-9111. I love it. Oh my gosh, it's that time. That time it is indeed. we have come to the end of our show, and I would like to thank my guests, John Ballard and
You can say it.
I could say it. I'm gonna call Veronica or Nika. I'm gonna call her Veronica Nika.
There you go.
Baronet of the Lomita Chamber of Commerce. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much
You're
for having
welcome.
us.
And it's been so much fun. Learned a lot about chambers and a lot about the great city of Lomita. It's really wonderful, and thank you.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it. Well, that's the end of our show. Next week, my birthday is a week from Monday, so I want everybody out there. I don't want cards. I don't want happy birthday. I don't want any of that junk. I want people to write into me with a check. No, I'm only kidding. No, I want everybody out there just to have fun. Call me next week. Wish me a happy birthday on the air. We're going to have a good show next week. We have always some prizes. And thank you for joining us here at New Day Talk Radio, where every day is a new day. I am Craig Barry. I am out.